HooHooHooRobin.
Morning.
Hi, everybody.
Wow, do we have a busy show for everybody today?
Man, I was up a little late last night watching Egypt just go to shit. It's fun.
Any improvement?
Good TV.
Any improvement?
Oh, it's
getting ugly.
It's crumbling by the minute. It was fun watching them throw fire at each other. They just would pick up fire and then throw it at the other people. And then the other people would pick up the pile of fire. I don't know what they were throwing. Apparently, it was supposed to be Molotov cocktails, but I always thought they just exploded and made fire in the street. But it was flaming things they would just throw. Yes, they would throw and then pick it up and throw it back. It was like a game.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It did until like one of them hit the museum and that started on fire.
Oh,
they got
good.
a bus. They got a little mini bus thing that was on fire and blazing in the middle of the street.
Why are they burning the museums? Like we said a couple days ago, that's the only reson we go there. They make a lot of money off tourism. Leave your fucking museums alone.
They burned the museum?
Yeah. They've been
they're
looting
losing their
and
minds.
destroying ancient, irreplaceable objects.
Safe to say at this point, Mubarak is behind this, right? A lot of reports coming in that on the side streets, they see the policemen.
Yeah.
Going into buildings, whatever, and coming out the same guys in civilian clothes.
It's like Superman. They have to go, uh-oh, and then they go in, they change their clothes, they come out, and they start beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah, those are the pro-government guys. Supposedly Mubarak.
Yeah, pro-government.
Hey, Mubarak's been in there 30 years. He's got tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, of course.
But this one's not working too well because people are on to him. They're like, where are
Mubarak people, I think, coming back strong in the second half.
Hey, you know what? This is way better than the Super Bowl.
Fuck yeah.
Who gives a fuck about the Steelers and the Packers at this point? No offense to those two cities.
Unless they start lighting the terrible towels on fire and throwing
back and
them
forth
at each other.
We're going to watch a dopey football game on Sunday when we could be watching this?
This is life and death shit.
And there's two solid fucking teams going at it right now.
Two teams going at it. It's great.
You got fire. You got guys on camels with whips. What is it? What does the NFL have?
And the Army's officiating.
Yeah.
This is fucking great.
You got F-16s flying overhead. Any moment they could say fuck it and drop something.
Just drop something on them. And you're going to watch a football game? Fuck you.
And a silly Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah. I was fixated on this last night. I could not tune away. Mm-hmm. You're hearing the machine gun fire from various sources. I guess now, latest I heard, some of each side, the pro and anti-government people, have gotten their hands on some weapons, on some fun.
Oh, boy.
On some fun. So it's not just rock throwing.
Oh, boy.
Now they're rat-a-tat-tat, gat-gat at each other.
Which brings the numbers down.
Yeah,
that separates the men from the boys.
Men from the boys. You know,
it's fun to have a little like protest if you're a young go-getter.
Yeah.
But then you see those fucking guns coming out. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go look for pussy.
Think of it in terms of when you were a kid. Over your rear fence, the back fence of your house, maybe you had a neighbor with some kids your own age that maybe you didn't like very much. And you would start what is called a dirt bomb fight, where you would pick up dirt that was clumped up and hardened and throw it, and when it would hit, it would just go kind of poof.
Why are you explaining that to me?
I know. Some people might understand. Might not understand what a dirt bomb, because they called them dirt clods, people.
Did you have moss fields, which made the best dirt bombs? We were lucky enough to have moss. So then you kind of rip in the moss, and it would be a nice clump of dirt under the moss.
Here's what I had. We had a pool put in, above the ground pool, though.
Fuck.
And they had leveled the ground and made a pile of dirt.
Right.
So that was left in the sun to dry. Some of the greatest weapons. I was like fucking the United States with my weaponry. But here's the deal. Everyone was in. You were in. All my friends, everybody. You're throwing dirt bombs. The second that first pure rock flew over the top, and you just heard that clunk, someone got hit on the head with a rock, you'd start second guessing and being like, all right, maybe this isn't fun anymore. And you'd leave.
And then
some people would start leaving. Your numbers would start thinning out.
You go grab your bike and go for a ride.
Yeah, because you didn't want to get hit with a rock.
I don't want to get hit with a rock.
Dirt bomb in the head is like, shit, poof.
Did you do the stick thing, too, where you kind of had rules like, okay, well, we're running out of dirt bombs, so we'll throw sticks, but they can only be as, like, wide as your, I don't know, middle finger, let's say.
I don't know. My goal was always to have plenty of dirt bombs.
Really?
Oh, my military budget was way up there.
we went with sticks after we couldn't find any more dirt bombs. I remember it's like it was yesterday. And the same shit. You start off with rules like, okay, man, just small sticks. We can handle small sticks. And by the end of it, you're throwing things as wide as your arm at people.
Yeah, big logs are going over the top. We had a 6-foot stockade fence in the back. That you couldn't see through.
That's creepy.
Which really hampered negotiations.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Because you only heard like these, hey, no throwing rocks. Screw you started throwing rocks. We never throw a rock. There was one in a dirt bomb, maybe, but I was going to fuck you. And then the war starts again.
Fuck your government.
So if you couldn't see the face of your enemy, it made it that much easier to just lob whatever you could over the top. If you had a little, post and rail fucking 4-foot fence, the guy's right in front of you.
So that's what is going on in Cairo.
Yeah.
In this square.
It has turned to a
How do you pronounce the square? Tahrir?
Tahrir. Yeah, it has something to do with freedom.
Freedom Square.
I don't know what it is. Aren't they all, though? Freedom Square. Why does a complete lack of freedom always happen in something called Freedom Square?
I couldn't get enough of the camel guys.
Camel jockey guys are
And that's
great.
when you realize it's going to take a lot. Many more decades before we get along with the rest of the world. We can't relate to a guy on a camel with a whip. Imagine you're walking around Times Square, all of a sudden a guy comes through on a camel
riding
with a whip.
camel, whipping people. You'd be like, what? Really? Really? Is that happening?
How does that happen?
Is that happening? It looked like some out of Lawrence of Arabia.
I didn't even know you could ride a camel in that way.
That fast. I thought
had
camels
no
were
idea.
like you'd lumber on a camel.
Right.
just
No
kinda
idea
take
they
a
can
little
move
ride.
like that.
That guy was fucking in a full gallop
No problem. He knew how to handle a camel.
on a camel.
Can you handle a camel if someone said,
could
we're
never
going to
ride a
war,
camel."
get your camel and get out there?
I could probably sit on a camel and take one of those dumb pictures in front of the pyramids. But as far as full gallop on a camel as you're whipping people, no.
Yeah, you got to whip, too.
I'm out. Yeah.
Not only do you have to keep your balance on the camel and those weird humps, like
He's
where
in
the fuck do you
between
even
the
sit?
giant humps.
Is that where he was?
He was in between the big humps, just kind of bouncing
I thought you were
back
supposed
and
to
forth.
sit on the hump.
Nah, that hump is
kind of like
little gooey.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they store their water in there.
Yeah,
It's
I kind of
amazing.
knew that, I guess, but I thought there was some kind of hard shell.
No,
that
they sit like in
allowed you
that
to sit
trough between the hump.
there. Oh, that seems like it would be easy. Easier than a saddle.
Well, it's kind of a regular saddle, but I'll tell you that camel fucking spine's got to be up your ass.
No kidding.
Nothing hurt more than riding bareback. Like when I was out in California, sometimes you just like in the middle of the night you'd throw a fucking throw a bit in a horse's mouth and jump on him bareback, and you'd just fucking ride like that. And it was hard to hold on. You'd really have to squeeze your legs around and hold on. But whenever it would get into a trot, you got to watch if your balls like slipped underneath you a little bit, you'd fucking do that. But I noticed all the girls that were like between fucking 12 and 16
Went
at the
for a lot
time,
of rides?
they loved riding fucking bareback.
Wow, she's riding again.
They loved it. I barely saw any of those girls put a saddle on their fucking horse.
You think that's like when we discovered the ropes in gym class, that feeling?
I think it's more like discovering just grabbing and ripping, yanking your cock.
Jesus.
Because that's, I mean, they're trotting their horse.
Yeah.
And it's like right there on their vag. They're just dunk, dunk, dunk.
Right
dunk.
on their special spot.
You see the brand new boobies getting all stiff nippled? Brandy new boobies.
Bunch of horse fuckers. That's all girls are.
Just horse fuckers. It's great.
Hey, did Mubarak talk last night? I was watching one of the news channels this morning. They're all the same to me. Sorry, I don't pick a particular news channel. I watch them all.
I watched,
and it all just blends in together for me.
Well,
but
Fox
it looked
had
like
the
they
best
had
camera angles.
They looked like they had a clip of Mubarak, but I don't know if he talked in the middle of the night or did he?
I
know everyone.
He talks through other people.
No, he was in front of a
him,
podium.
yeah.
I don't know if it was like stock footage.
Yeah, it might have been something already.
Yeah.
I know they were telling everybody just get the fuck out. Tell them to get out of the square.
Who's telling them, though?
The government, whoever's in charge. So, but it wasn't him directly.
Yeah,
but
but
they went like the TV station got word from the government.
But see, if the military wants to stop this, it's pretty easy. You roll in those tanks.
Yeah, but they don't want to make a
That's
big
what I'm
thing
saying.
like that. But now they might have to because you got pro and anti just
You
throwing.
don't have pro and anti.
Oh, you got
You got Mubarak's people.
His thug.
And I bet you half those guys don't even want to be doing what they're doing, but they don't have a choice.
Yeah, his thugs.
Yeah, but if the military really wanted to control the situation, I'm sure they could.
Not without some bloodshed, I think. If they just set up a riot line and started pushing into the crowd to make them disperse,
right?
I think they wouldn't disperse, and I think you'd have to start racking some head.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I guess tomorrow's going to be another big gathering.
Yeah, big Friday gathering.
Like yesterday wasn't supposed to be a big day. It turned out to be a huge day.
If you were there, would you go there? Would you go to take a look?
I was thinking about that. I'd go, but I'd be on the outskirts. I'm not even going to fucking front. I'm not going to make believe I'd be right in the middle of the action, but I would go and check it out, definitely.
Because Anderson Cooper got his head punched a little bit.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper got a little fucking worked over.
I'm surprised that's all he got. Like, they didn't hurt him badly. They just threw a few punches.
But a few punches. They're mad at the Western press because of lies and rumors, and they're saying that the government is they don't seem to be coming out on the side of the government. They seem to be protesters.
Yeah.
So some of the thugs got up there and shook him up a little bit.
I got the audio.
Gave him the old what to think about.
Well, let's take a listen. It's Anderson Cooper trying to get through the Egyptian crowd while being fucking...
why they punch me and kick me?
I'll say it again because it's my favorite term lately. He was getting falcon punched on his way out of the square.
You've been hit now like 10 times.
11.
Yep. The Egyptian soldiers are doing nothing.
You know what? Fuck you, Anderson Cooper. They're a little busy.
Start swinging.
He's hoping an Egyptian soldier, excuse me, is going to help him.
Doing it. He goes, I like when he goes, I've been punched 10 times, and then you hear whack, you hear another punch come in. 11.
Right. The soldiers are busy doing other shit. They're not going to protect. They're not there to protect the media.
Your white-haired ass.
You decide to get your ass in the middle of it because you want to be some kind of rock star for CNN.
Yeah,
that's your problem.
He couldn't stand out anymore with that white hair.
I know.
He really.
That's just it. He reeks of Western journalist.
He sure does.
Yeah, my pants.
Leave it right there. Started chanting that we have to go. Now we're being.
Don't want to be fucking in the middle of that.
Hey, calm down. Calm down.
Oh yeah, that's
All right. That is a panicked man.
I'm watching a video of it. The crowd is coming towards him.
Calm down.
And they're just yelling strange words at you. And they're hitting you. Oh, this is the footage.
They're yelling.
Some guys trying to help him.
They're yelling stuff at him you never want to hear.
No, you don't want to hear that tone, that
even
language.
if he's yelling, have a good day in their language, it just always sounds awful.
I've never heard happy fucking
he's lucky.
Arabs.
Yes, he is.
I mean, the energy and the emotion that's in these people, he's lucky that they didn't just fucking go way too far with him.
Head on a stick, just parading it through the square.
Parading the white-headed fucking
white-headed
skull.
fucking Western journalist.
He's lucky they don't totally hate Americans as much as a lot of other countries do.
Yeah.
Because they would have literally beaten him to death right there and set him on fire.
Yeah, because most of these people know that our government has supported Mubarak, so they're confused out there.
Damn.
Right? We've supported Mubarak for the last 31 years.
And this is a
So they're like, what the fuck? What side are you on, America?
This is also a case of...
right? Am I right or wrong?
But they also don't like the Western journalists spreading bad things about Mubarak. These are Mubarak's thugs. It's not the protesters. And they feel that the Western journalists have been smearing his good name.
Right.
And
there's two things going on. So that's the pro government, pro government people going after Cooper. But I'm saying the anti are also a little confused about America and Americans.
Yeah, they're not fucking blindsiding though.
Right.
I think that's why they probably showed restraint, though. If they're really cops and they might be military guys that are just not dressed.
Yeah.
They probably know that just murdering an American reporter on camera is a problem.
If they killed Anderson Cooper, someone's going to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, because it's weird to see the mob not
Sorry.
fucking.
You talk about. Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry, I just saw someone on TV. I'm going to go to in a second. I apologize.
That's fine. No, go ahead.
Well, we all have our images and our videos that we're loving about this Egypt thing. The panicked gunman walking backwards looks like it's from a comedy.
Yeah.
The military guy?
Yeah, he is freaking, and his eyes are bug-eyed. He doesn't know what to do. He's going to try to shoot his way out, and he's just backing up with that gun. Is probably the most amazing image I've seen so far. Yeah. Although the camels guys with the whips are right up there.
Good. I like the
like
the truck backing into the guy's face. Hezbollah militant escapes from Egyptian prison amid chaos.
Of course.
Good.
A lot of prisoners are gone.
They said
they released a lot of guys.
They said Mubarak just opened the doors to the prisons and let people out. Gave the word, let the fucking riffraff out. Fuck this. He's definitely not this guy that's going to be like, okay, everything's fine, and not do anything.
He's kind of taking it personally.
He's really fucking 30 years in power.
He's taking it a little personally.
Their barricades stink.
Dude, those guys in that region all know how to handle their citizens. Saddam knew how to handle his citizens. Mubarak knows how to handle his citizens. We're nice. We try to be nice. Oh, let's talk it over. They are fucking brutal.
The only difference is Saddam didn't have all of his shit broadcast on a daily basis, right. All of his riffraff. Like, believe me, if this wasn't being broadcast, he would have swept in there and crushed this fucking uprising in a second. But nowadays, just like anything else, just like a cop going out there and fucking taking his stick out and beating some motherfucker that was taking him on a high-speed chase because he's pissed. That's the deal.
I mean, this obviously can't continue. What do you think happens? My thought really quick is that it has to calm down, unfortunately, because there's no real plan when Mubarak leaves. And then it goes back to sort of business as usual until September when he steps down. I don't know how else this plays out because they don't have a guy ready to step up and lead.
How are these guys not being pulled off the camels and beaten to death?
Some of them were being beaten. Some of them pulled off the horse. I saw a horse pulled down. They pulled the horse down onto the ground and just started pummeling some guy.
What do you think, Ann?
Here's how I see it. I'm pretty much the straightforward dictator. Isn't really going to give a shit, and he let this shit go long enough. Once, especially tomorrow, when they really start getting numbers in there. You're going to see some violence, and then that'll give him an excuse to send in his military to quell the violence under the guise of protecting and restoring order. That way he's not going to get shit on by the rest of the world because he can't just sit here and watch his people kill each other. So it'll give him an excuse to at least have something to say to the world like, hey, I have to do something and kind of mind your own business. I'm stopping my people from civil war over here.
Yeah,
so that's what happens. I think by the weekend, the latest, you're going to start seeing the military move in and start really clearing these fucking people out.
Kind of calming down.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow is the season finale of this series.
And
then we'll have a couple reunion shows.
I think
a couple little follow-up shows.
You know what, though? I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, I don't think so either
I think
anymore.
he'll quell this. I think it's...
We'll go, look, I'm stepping down in September, so, deal with it.
Peaceful transition of power ain't going to happen.
No.
This is going to be the quelling of an uprising by a dictator. That's what you're going to say. That's it.
I think you're right. So, but it's just great TV last night.
And then below you have the father who did the honor killing, the Iraqi father who was here.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful.
That mentality we just cannot live with.
Jim, it's just a few people.
He ran his daughter over and her mother, or his daughter and his boyfriend's mother, with a car because she was dishonoring him. It's this fucking shitty arrogance and this fragile male. Their egos are so fucking embarrassingly fragile.
Yeah.
They're so threatened by women. It's so irritating.
Isn't that true? They're just
we can't look at you. Cover your face.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to be these strong men. You can't handle looking at women. It's embarrassing.
They freak out. They can't look at women. They won't let women do anything in case, God forbid, a woman went to school and was educated and wound up doing things better than they did. how would they handle that? So they wrap them up, they keep them stupid, they beat them, and they do these honor killings, which is, how do you negotiate with a country that condones honor killing? Stop it.
Because you feel dishonored.
Dishonored?
That's your ego.
What? Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah.
All right.
They're savages.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well, and I guess, what time is it now there?
6:35.
What time is it?
6:35. Oh, in Egypt?
Yeah, 7 hours ahead. I finally figured that out. So what do we got? 6, 12, 1:30?
1:30.
Is that about right?
Middle of the afternoon.
And how much is going on right now? This is prime time.
It's
prime time for the Egypt show.
Nighttime seemed to start
nighttime rocks.
Right when it turned night over there, around 6:37.
Yeah.
They started really going bullshit. I mean, you heard the cracking of gunfire, and they fired some tank shells over the crowd, and the crowd was throwing fucking fire at each other.
The fire tossing, like you said, was amazing.
The Egyptian fire toss is going to be an Olympic event.
Did you watch a little Anderson Cooper? Because it was all about him yesterday, doing his show from someone's house.
You know what?
And he said they were going to have a full production with lights and stuff, and they were told, look, turn down all your fucking lights.
Turn the fucking lights
There's
off.
lunatics outside right now.
I was watching some English guy fucking broadcasting on Fox News from a balcony, like he was laying down on a balcony with a camera just kind of fixed on the crowd.
I flip around, and I got to tell you, man, Elliot Spitzer is not getting it done. His delivery just sucks. I was flipping around, and all of a sudden it was like Elliot's time, and I'm like, I can't watch him.
No.
He's not good. He's not good to look at to begin with. And then
awkward.
And then his delivery is very weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's not cut out for
I was bummed, so then I forgot where I went after that. But he's just a downer to watch and look at, man.
Here's something that was just, Fox News, whatever. All this shit's going on in Egypt. I want to see the coverage. I'm watching. But they deemed this newsworthy, like it was an actual news thing. And I'm sure Rupert Murdoch made them do this. Every Fox thing was covering it. His release of the app for the iPad called The Daily.
Yep.
It's an app. It's the first real subscription-based newspaper, entertainment magazine. It's like your all-in-one kind of news connection.
For the iPad.
Made specifically for the iPad.
Right.
It's 99 cents a week to subscribe to it. It's like a newspaper without the paper. And he did this big press conference talking about it. And Fox News covered it as a news story.
That's weird.
And they kept covering it. But every time they covered it, it wasn't a news story. It was a fucking infomercial for an app. I mean, there's real news going on. And CNN didn't talk about it at all.
Why would they?
Fucking
They're working on their own version.
MSNBC wasn't talking about it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all working on their own versions now.
But Fox News, they had an interview with Rupert Murdoch, and they're doing this like trying to make it like it was news and it belonged on the news channel, but it didn't. It was a commercial.
You mean it's kind of like you're listening to a show and you're like, wait, I think this is the radio show I really like, but it seems like they're doing a commercial for Steven Singer.
Yeah, why would the guy from the jewelry store they do commercials for be on the show?
Is that what you're talking about? Did they kind of do what we did yesterday?
Holy shit. That is exactly to a T what happened. Shit.
This is my favorite radio show, but kind of seems like this has nothing to do with their show.
Would they really sit around and talk about these gold-covered roses?
Hell no.
With
with a little too much excitement in their voices?
Yeah.
My girlfriend really liked it.
She liked the
I didn't know
rose.
if she would or not. You never know your chick, She loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she really did.
You know what it was? Because we were fucking goofing on him, and he can take a goofing, which is good. It's not like sponsors that want to come in, shake hands, and go, well, this has been a great relationship with us, and guys, blah, blah, blah.
He goes with it at least.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, it was kind of a half-hour infomercial yesterday.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You got to be honest with the people.
His assistant was nice to look at. He knows to bring around a pretty assistant.
Who does she look like? It drives me nuts every time
she does
she's
look
in.
like some kind of, a celebrity or something?
She looks like somebody, doesn't she?
She resembles
Come on.
your girl.
Really?
Yes, she does. And there's something about her face.
Saying no.
Something about her face that reminded me.
Well, I should have.
She's a pretty blonde
I should have
girl.
figured that one out.
No, but there was something in the face. I don't know if it's that Philly thing, but there was something that reminded me of her. Certainly, she couldn't pass as her sister.
Is there a Philly thing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's just she just looked like a pretty Philly girl.
Philly girls rule.
I've never had good success with them. They're always hot.
Jimmy doesn't like the Philly girls.
Hate them, but it's
I love Jimmy.
Dude, I've struck out. In all the things I've done in Philly, I might have gotten blown once, and that's going back since 1990.
Do the impression of the Philly girl.
I don't know what was the impression.
What's going on? Maybe like, what's going on?
I'm like, hey, listen, I would love to, what's
going on?
What's going on?
That was it.
What are you doing?
I still say that. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
I've had terrible luck in Philly. Boston girls, however.
Yeah.
Totally different vibe. I mean,
and the greatest get laid city in the world, Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland is great. Cleveland and Boston duke it out, though, because Boston girls are fucking good.
Yeah.
But
Cleveland girls are unkept, though.
Yeah, but who cares?
They are.
We're not talking.
They're growing fucking pelts for the winter.
We're just talking straightforward.
Dirty girls who fuck.
They like their pelts.
Philly girls, the ones I've run into have always been teases.
Yeah.
And then they just don't come. It's like they dip, and I take it out. Ooh, what are you doing? What is that? So that's where my hatred is.
A lot of what is that?
Dude, I've fucking so many times. I called him out on it, too. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Send me naked pictures and you wonder why I'm grabbing your vagina? Fucking idiots.
No, let's talk about Egypt for another hour. Jesus.
Shit, that's great.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned Fox. You hear about Bill Oreilly?
Bill Oreilly.
Doing our news break here, I guess.
What is
And don't worry, we'll talk about the Islanders in a second. I showed Anthony the fucking video. We'll get there in a second. Bill Oreilly offers evidence that there is a God who put the moon there.
Bill Oreilly offers us this?
Yeah.
Through what?
Huh?
Like, did someone tell him, or did he have a fucking revelation?
He probably watched something on YouTube and he went, oh, that sounds like I can say that.
You're sort of a Fox guy. I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why does Bill Oreilly, who certainly has credibility, obviously with his audience and in general, why does he put up with Glenn Beck? I don't understand that at all, because Glenn Beck, it's safe to say, he's a lunatic and he's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, it really is safe to say.
It is, right?
Yeah. I think it's that camaraderie, buddy. Look, we're kicking ass on every other news network.
But Bill Oreilly
there, so.
is the main guy over there. He doesn't need to deal with Glenn Beck. And I saw the other night that Glenn Beck was on his show, and I'm like, why don't you call this guy out for being a lunatic?
No, they don't want to do that. It's like they're fucking all. They're all on a winning fucking team.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to end very poorly for Glenn Beck. I hear his ratings are down, and a lot of people noticing that he seems like he's out of his fucking mind.
He was off last night too, and they said he was feeling a little under the weather.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone I forgot who it was. One of the news channels making a network comparison with Glenn Beck at this point.
Really?
Yeah. Where you're watching a guy just unravel on TV.
I watched Glenn Beck like when he first came on, and it was like, all right, here's a guy, he's another conservative guy, whatever. I'll just listen to his fucking ramblings and shit. But as time's gone on, and he's pulling out his blackboards and he's talking about like history and then when he goes to break, he's very serious, and he just strolls around the stage as they show him before they go to break. He really looks like a man just coming apart at the seams.
I've never watched it. It's like I always see people that attack him, like for real, like Beck is evil. And I'm almost like, why do you watch him? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I've heard he's crazy, but I've never watched his show. I don't know what he's like.
It's not, the point isn't that he's crazy. The point is he's getting crazy.
Yeah, he's getting crazy. We're watching it happen.
So you agree with this?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wow. We agree on
absolutely
something as far as this news politics thing goes.
He's fucking out there.
Because I noticed a while ago, and now people are, in general, just like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Because even his sense of humor comes across as a crazy person trying to make a joke.
Right.
Like when Hannity throws something out there as a goofing on someone on the panel or something, it's funny. You know, he knows sarcasm. He knows how to make a joke. When Beck does it, he has this delivery like, right. And you're watching TV going, this guy's going to come out of my television set.
Oh, boy. Fuck off, shit dick. Opie. Fuck off, Opie, shit dick. So, well, I guess you're a fan of Glenn Beck.
Oh, shit dick. No, it is Glenn Beck.
So where's the fuck off Anthony, too, because he agrees, asshole.
Fuck off me, too. Please, fuck off me, too. Fuck off me, too.
Don't you want to get a fuck off as well? It's fun.
Come
it's fun
on.
to get a fuck off.
No,
Sorry, but your boy, I guess that's a fan of Glenn Beck, your boy is unraveling.
He really
and it's
is.
going to become more and more obvious in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah.
You heard it here almost first, because the other people have started saying it, but we're on board with this. And I like the network comparison, because that would rule.
If he's just on the air.
If he's really unraveling, I'm going to watch him every night.
Well, that's just it. I tune him in every so often because he's crazy, and I want to see him be crazy. We always talked about, like, wouldn't you watch a show if somebody was just insane doing the show? And that, I think, is why people tune in to watch it.
You think?
Yeah. Who's tuning in to fucking Anderson Cooper unless he's getting beat up by Egyptians?
Yeah, that's great for Anderson Cooper, because I watched last night, because, well, fuck, this is the guy that got beat up. I got to watch him now.
Now
Elliot Spitzer, go away, man. Holy shit.
You think the other news networks are going to try to start
getting
fights?
a kook?
Like get their guy in there to get beat up so they get ratings?
You know what it's all about? The other news networks, outlets, whatever, are jealous that, Anderson Cooper got beat up and everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. So you want your guy to be beat up. That's what you need.
Yeah. Bill Oreilly talking about a god.
David, Beverly Hills, Florida. What do you mean when you refer to the tides, when you ask about the existence of God? Science explains the tides, the moon's gravity pulls on the ocean. Okay, how'd the moon get there? How'd the moon get there? Look, you pinheads who attacked me for this, you guys are just desperate. How'd the moon get there? How'd the sun get there? How'd it get there? Can you explain that to me?
No.
How come we have that and Mars doesn't have it?
What?
They do have it.
They do.
Okay.
And they do have, a lot of the planets have moons, Bill.
Do you know what? It's because the proximity to the sun and atmosphere and things that happened on this planet, geological things that happened on the Earth millions and millions and millions and billions of years ago that just happened, and we ended up here. I don't think it's so much the end product where we're here and everything happened to bring us here. I think it's a coincidence that the chain of events of things that happened brought us to where we are now. I don't think it was a grand plan. I think it was just we happen to be the right distance from the sun. I mean,
we're in the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, the Goldilocks zone. This might have happened in some other solar system somewhere else that we don't know about.
We don't know.
But for the most part, it's pretty rare, at least locally, as far as we can see, which
Not so
isn't that
much.
far at all, there's life like us. We can't really.
Well, yeah, but NASA just said yesterday that their Kepler telescope, which is like that planet finding telescope, they found like something like 50-something planets within that Goldilocks range.
Really, from the sun,
where life could legitimately.
There has to be life elsewhere. There has to be.
I don't know how
It's
people.
stupid
I don't
not to think that.
Absolutely,
At this point.
I don't know how people think otherwise.
There
Like,
has
honest
to be.
I don't understand.
There has to be.
Religion has changed so much. They're trying, because they're so embarrassed now at how it's almost like the fucking 9/11 conspiracy people. Now that they say yes, a plane did hit the Pentagon, but we think it was a different kind of plane. They had to.
Yeah.
These assholes. That's the same thing. After all being told time after time after time, religion is finally like, oh, maybe this does happen, but they're still trying to shoehorn their garbage.
Yeah.
How is the moon formed? I can't tell you exactly, but it's something to do with a collision, and then it just stayed because our gravity keeps it here.
Right.
Probably a collision of some sort.
The gravity,
You assholes.
The gravity of every planet in our solar system keeps everything in balance and keeps everything moving around. The moon wasn't placed there by this giant hand of a bearded man in space, in heaven. It just happened to fall into that zone.
And then it smooths out because of the rotation.
Yeah, and being pummeled over the years from fucking other things and solar winds and fucking. There's just a lot of shit that happened that made things the way they are.
And when you talk about God and he goes, how did the moon get there? How did the sun get there? Then you got to go, well, how did God get there?
Yeah.
Like, how did that...
well, he just happened. Well, this shit just happened.
How did God just happen? Like, we can't wrap our fucking brains around this shit.
Well, Bill Oreilly can, and we're pinheads if we don't agree with him on this, I guess.
Like, if everything has a beginning, like, all right, then how did God happen?
Yeah.
And what was before God? Well, God was before God.
Nothing.
Well, how did that happen?
Nothingness. I like the concept of nothing
so
because you can't even deal with it because it would have to be something.
Me the fuck out.
Infinite nothing is what was supposedly here before things like the Big Bang, if you believe in that, or God, if you believe in that. But God always existed. But that whole thing of the universe, which is endless, being nothing. But what is that? It's you can't wrap your mind around it. Bill Oreilly isn't going to fucking explain it.
But here's the thing: if there's a God, okay, probably, maybe, possibly. Why would he stick the fucking moon there? What the fuck is he doing? It's a dumb, lumpy planet. And
it's a satellite. It's there to adjust our tides.
Really? So that's what God needs? He's like, well, I can't do this without following the laws of physics.
Yeah, couldn't God just have fucking made the tides happen without the moon?
Yeah, you got some nice tides. Why do we need tides? God doesn't give a fuck about tides. He's going to put a shitty moon there that we can't even inhabit?
Why do we need the sun? Wouldn't it be more godlike if it was something that we couldn't even explain?
Yeah.
Like, heat is coming from just nowhere, and it's godly.
And can I add to this, too? Is God just a God for our little area?
Yeah.
Or is he the God for the whole universe?
Is he our landlord?
And if he is the God for the whole universe, then does that mean there's life elsewhere that he decided to create? Or did he decide to just create it in this one fucking planet?
I think it's just us. And
you really do?
Oh, yeah. And when you go, like, say, 9 or 8 billion light years.
Which is nothing.
Which is 6 trillion miles per light year.
Yeah.
And those multi-billion star universes, they mean nothing. They're just window dressing for us. Religious people, you're just assholes.
And we're just fucking pompous assholes as human beings.
Not because you believe in God, because I kind of do and I want to. But if you really think that this shit pile is the fucking center of it all, and he stuck some guy with an ark, and he sent all the animals, and you believe that literally, you're a fucking asshole. You're dumb.
I love the idea that all the entire endless universe of stars and nebula and everything else is there so we can look up at night and go, ooh, pretty.
Yeah, that's really nice. And what do you mean, neutron star? Really, 1 tablespoon weighs as much as a mountain? Well, yeah, God did that for a reason. It has nothing to do with us. That's just for us to talk about someday.
Yeah, it's for us to chat.
That's what bothers me. It's how they stick their stupid faces in the sand in the faces of every other bit of evidence.
Science, though, like Danny was saying, science is put there to trick us, to test our faith. See?
Just shit.
Science.
Haven't you ever seen Contact with Jodie Foster?
Exactly.
That was very good.
But see, that's closed-minded, too, because can't God just be the ultimate scientist?
Of course.
So I hate when the God people go against the science people. It's like, why can't you just go, well, God was the ultimate scientist?
Well,
and we're just learning what he fucking knows and did.
Well, the same group
they got to keep your mind open.
That dunked women to see if they were witches.
Right.
I mean, you really expect logic
What's
out of them?
that?
A few hundred. Those are galaxies.
Those are
what
galaxies.
do you mean galaxies?
That's a deep field shot from Hubble.
Right. That's not just one area.
No. Well, it's one little piece of the sky.
One little piece, and those are galaxies.
Those are not stars.
Those
galaxies.
are galaxies with billions of suns in them.
In each one.
In each one. Billions of suns.
Our stupid existence means nothing.
Nothing.
This is just a bunch of fucking horseshit.
We're hurtling through the cosmos. We're a piece of shit.
But our tiny little brain means nothing.
Nothing.
Our lives mean nothing.
Not a thing.
Maybe, let's just say he did take 7 days.
If we all killed ourselves today, it wouldn't mean anything in the end.
Nothing.
Let's say God did take
Holy
7 days.
Shit.
It's 7 days that he forgot about. It's like an art project you do when you're 6, and you forget about it. We're a lump of fucking clay. He's like, all right, let's see how this goes, and he just moved on.
But then you have to go into the definition of a day.
What was a day back then?
What was a day back then?
Well,
Because he didn't invent anything yet.
Well, it's got to be the one
Or create
rotation of the
anything, I should
planet, because
say.
that's how the Almighty would do it when
One
the planet
rotation
spins.
of our planet, by
Sure,
the way.
yeah.
Of Earth around the spinning around
Not
its axis.
Jupiter. Not Jupiter, which spins in 10 hours.
Jupiter is Satan's planet.
Yeah. No, it's hours. 20. What a coinkadink. We're very
really
lucky.
is. Yeah, a day for him before he even made Earth. And the sun. And
Can we go
everything.
back to O'Reilly? Let's start over.
Bill Oreilly. Yeah, let's hear
this
O'Reilly.
This is O'Reilly. Now, the O'Reilly people are going to be mad at us. The Glenn Beck people are mad at us. The point, and Ant made it very well, when Glenn Beck first started, okay.
Yeah.
But something's going on with Glenn Beck. That's all I'm saying.
Something's
Because these people
happening.
are coming out of the woodwork like, oh, honestly, the guy, a lot of the stuff he predicted is happening and all that. But I'm telling you, there's something going on with him. Look at his eyes.
Crazy. He's slowly
He's losing it. That's all I'm
unraveling.
saying. I don't know what he was like a year ago, 2 years ago.
He's unraveling a bit.
Here's Bill Oreilly and the moon and God.
Bill O'Reilly.
Shit.
David, Beverly Hills, Florida. What do you mean when you refer to the tides? When you asked about the existence of God, science explains the tides, the moon's gravity pulls on the ocean. Okay, how'd the moon get there? How'd the moon get there? Look, you pinheads who attacked me for this, you guys are just desperate. How'd the moon get there? How'd the sun get there? How'd it get there?
Can you pause that real quick?
Answer him. Yeah.
Yes, as a result of what we think was the Big Bang, and how the same fucking kind of lineup in 5 billion other galaxies got there.
Yeah.
That's how it got here. Through the Big Bang and probably a collision of some sort.
Cosmic debris.
Cosmic debris.
Cosmic debris coming together based on mass, which is gravity, pulling other debris around it. And then as things start cooling, spinning, forms spheres, and those things start spinning, and that's how things get there. And then other things hit other things, break off chunks that makes meteors and satellites around planets that are moons and things. What do you think? The sun comes from a chemical reaction. Hydrogen, helium, nuclear reactions. That's how it gets there. It's based on science. Bill, is that a pinhead? You dolt. Oh, a magic man put it there. A magical man.
Yeah, and he purposely made gravity because his snapping his fingers alone wasn't enough just to keep them there.
Keep us here.
So he had to
right.
make laws of physics.
Yeah, things that can be explained.
Just idiots.
That's a cool
Had
moon.
enough. I've really had enough.
God, that's what the moon looks like?
No,
That's a moon of Saturn, I believe.
Oh, no
Saturn's
kidding.
moon,
Yeah, it's a big chunk got taken out
What?
by
Why
it.
did he
at that
put?
crater.
Why did God
Looks like
stick
a
that
Death
hunk
Star.
of shit there?
Damn.
Wow, look at that.
Could somebody ask God what the fuck that's doing there?
That moon needs Accutane.
Wow. Or a bra.
Yeah, it's got a tit. It is a big tit.
That moon's been doing a little too much crystal meth.
Yeah.
It's got
Wow. Those moons get beat up back there.
Somebody
really
explain.
Well, the rear of Army, we only see one side of it, but the other side
Yeah.
looks just like that.
Pretty
It
beat
gets
up.
beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason for people's benefit why God did that. Like the rings around Saturn. God did that so we could look at pretty rings.
Yeah, so we could look through a telescope someday and go like, wow, look at that. It's got rings around it.
And a meteor is going to hit the Earth eventually.
Probably,
So why
yeah.
isn't God protecting us
nice.
from that?
He-
Why is he
maybe
going to
he
allow it
is.
to happen?
Yeah, that's the other side.
That's the other
of the moon.
side.
What a wreck.
Wow, that side gets beat up a little more than the other
Yeah.
side.
The other side's got these nice fucking planes and everything. The good side.
I want to check out astronomy, but it just creeps me the fuck out.
Why?
Pretty cool.
Just because how vast it is and
The
how
sea of
endless and
tranquility.
how you can't you can't wrap your fucking brain around it. Creeps me out. Always has.
Dark side of the moon is fucked up. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just a fucked up
Here,
place.
let's get through this clip.
We never see it, by the way.
How come we have that and Mars doesn't have it? Venus doesn't have it. How come? Why not? How'd it get here? How did that little amoeba get here? Crawl out there. How'd it do it?
Chemicals.
Come on. You have order in this universe. You have an order in the universe. Tide comes in, tide goes out. Okay, yeah, the moon does it. Fine. How'd the moon get there? Who put it there? Did it just happen?
6-year-old boy lost
Okay,
it.
if we have existence, if we have life on Earth, how come they don't have it on the other planets?
Because
we don't. They don't have it on
they
the.
might. Other planets in our solar system, but you're talking
Yeah.
about a fucking speck. Not even a speck. Less than a speck. A nothing. Our whole fucking universe. Our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, is nothing. It is a speck of nothingness.
It's an irrelevant fucking dead-end street somewhere in the shitty part of the neighborhood. Nobody cares about the Milky Way.
And he's trying to make it seem like this is a special thing that God put in place, the Earth. Please.
Yes,
I'm embarrassed that when we were growing up, how many planets? 8? 9? I always forget. 9?
Now there's 10.
Now there's 10 planets.
Yeah.
There you go.
They found another planet.
But remember, you would make the universe.
Yeah. The big yellow one's the sun.
Right. That's all it was, remember?
Yeah.
When we were growing
it.
up. They had to adjust all that shit, finally.
No, it's God. God did it, and He wants us to listen to the...
Well, obviously, in our little area, the Earth is in the right location
the
as
right
far as the
place.
sun goes to fucking support life.
Why is there life on the other planet?
Because they're a little too far or too close to the
it's
fucking
too cold
big yellow one.
Or too hot.
Right.
And to think that life is just life as we know it is another dumb fucking short-sighted thing. Maybe life on another planet that's a lot larger, that has heavier gravity, that's further away from the sun, would have a life form that could take massive amounts of pressure on top of you, massive gravity. You're maybe you don't breathe. Maybe you live off an ammonia atmosphere that's absorbed through your skin through osmosis. It doesn't have to be, hey, how you doing? I'm on a planet too. Hi, everybody. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense.
Who explained if like aliens put a probe in the middle of the desert, they would go back to their planet or whatever and go, no life on Earth. We didn't see it.
If you send a probe to Earth from another planet and it hit the South Pole during the brink of a horrific winter down there when it's tilted completely away from the sun, you'd be like,
you would go back and say, "There's no way there could be life on this fucking planet."
There. The planet, wow, it's freezing cold. You wouldn't want to go there.
We've taken a couple shots with the probes.
Yeah,
how do we even know we hit the right areas?
Might not hit the right
to
spot.
really know exactly what's going on with those planets.
But if they hit the South Pole, they'd find water. That's what we always look for, is the possibility of water.
Maybe water's fucking poison for them. Maybe water is horrible for them. It's like, this planet has water.
Oh, boy.
There's no way life could exist there. It's got that water stuff
It'd be
on
like us finding a planet just covered in cum.
Yeah.
That's no good. Let's invade this delicious planet.
Why isn't anyone living on this delicious planet?
Use Planet Bukkake 2.
Here's the rest of the Bill Oreilly clip.
Were we just lucky? Some meteor do this?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I see this stuff. It's desperate.
Ugh, Bill.
Science
said
is
many
desperate.
times. It takes more faith to not believe and to think that this was all luck, that all this human body, the intricacies of it and everything else, all luck.
No.
Than it does to believe in a deity. There you go.
Fine. Believe in Santa Claus too. How did those presidents get there?
Yeah. Who brought them?
How'd they get under the tree? Who ate that cookie? Who drank that milk that was on the mantle? Idiot.
When you reverse engineer human beings, evolution, the earth, everything, it seems like, wow, that could not possibly happen. But just the fact that it did happen makes you think that things did fall into place exactly the way they should have. If they didn't, we wouldn't be here to talk about it. How many places missed one fucking thing to make it where life would have formed? And then it's like, oh, well, life didn't form there. Mm-hmm. And that could have happened to this planet. One thing could have been out of place and not have worked, and this couldn't have happened. But it did, because the law of averages says it has to. In an infinite universe, something has to happen.
And let's say there is a God. Why can't it be that, like, aliens or whatever, another life form came to Earth and started this life?
That's another.
So you're talking about God, that maybe it wasn't even
theory.
He didn't even really create us. He created something that created us,
and they were created by something else, and you could backtrack until God isn't even in the picture because it's infinite. I don't have the answers, but
I don't have them either.
But to listen to a pompous motherfucker that's talking like he does have the answers,
right?
That's pompous.
That's one way of thinking about it. Sure, and he has that right.
Yeah, he's got a right, but he can't sit and call people of science pinheads, and that it takes more faith to not believe.
Doesn't.
It takes faith in science. No, science is tangible. It's something I can that can grow on you, and you learn more about it, and people work with previous scientific findings and advanced science. Religion is this ancient word that you take at face value with nothing but faith, which, again, if that's what you're into,
sure,
fine, whatever. But don't make science seem like, you're just being stupid. Fuck you.
I wonder if when he's sick, if he has chest pains, whatever, I wonder if he just says a quick prayer.
Just pray.
Or if he relies on science. Like, the odd thing is, this is what bothers me about religious people. They understand science is here to help us, because most of them, when they break their leg, they don't just look up at heaven and go, could ye heal me?
Fix thine leg.
They rely on science. They rely on microbiology and all these things that we all rely on. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the explanation of their being, science is no good.
No.
It's fucking childish 6-year-old logic. It's annoying.
The greatest thing that just proves the horse shittedness of it all is the dinosaurs being here just a few thousand years ago.
Who listens to that?
That, to me, is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The picture of Jesus riding a fucking velociraptor or something.
You can't even talk to those people.
It's just fantastic. How do you talk reasonably to somebody who thinks that 2,000 years ago there were dinosaurs walking around this planet?
You don't.
Why wouldn't there be a mummified dinosaur? Why wouldn't somebody in Egypt have taken a dead dinosaur and mummified it like they did cats, dogs, people, any other fucking animal? Why isn't there dinosaur fossils that are newer?
Because we got stuff from 2,000 years ago.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
How come no cave drawings of dinosaurs?
Right.
There were cave drawings because humans weren't around when there were dinosaurs. So where are the cave drawings of a man hunting a dinosaur? No, these show him hunting mammoth. You see him hunting saber-toothed tigers, bears, other things in cave paintings. Never a dinosaur. See, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that scientific proof, research, over some idiot like Earl Douglas telling me that fucking dinosaurs were around when 5,000 years ago. No! No!
How do you explain the woolly mammoth?
The woolly mammoth was an elephant that was chilly, and he was wearing a coat.
Yeah.
They're trying to clone mammoth.
I know.
They found mammoth
How cool would that
frozen
be?
in permafrost, and some of his DNA. Some of the DNA is recoverable. So they're going to take that DNA and use an elephant to run it through its cycle and get it to gestate and actually give birth to a woolly mammoth.
That's good. That's what we should be doing. Just bringing back things that nature dictated should be dead for 90 million years. Just a planet of cunts.
Fucking Jurassic Park shit.
Would it be part elephant, though?
I think they would have to use
I don't understand
an elephant
that at all.
An elephant cell to fertilize the nucleus once they get the DNA from the mammoth. You need some kind of fertilization to go on, so they would use like an elephant cell. But the basic DNA structure would be from the mammoth.
Wow.
So you would get like a woolly mammoth.
God, I want to see that.
That'd be cool as shit.
Absolutely. All right.
I just want to see him doing something, the woolly mammoth, like doing something like cleaning or something, and have to go, no, it's a living. See, because that's what he did on the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Very good.
I saw woolly mammoth. I'd probably be like, wait, who bought you that sweater?
Chip.
Thanks.
Thanks.
The phones are lit. I want to take.
Oh, yeah.
I want to take one because Matty in Rhode Island. He was up all night freaking about life in the universe, and now we're making sense of it.
Oh.
We're making sense.
Are
of it.
we?
These are just our dumb thoughts. What's up, Matty?
Hey, sir.
Matty,
You're on the air.
Rhode Island.
Up all night, freaking out about life. You're on the air.
Is your name Maddie?
Maybe he's
the
having a
phone's
panic attack.
Maybe. All right. We'll go to break. I think the guys. What do you want to do? The Carl Sagan or the Brian Regan?
Which Brian Regan?
He was going to go, with the big yellow.
I think I like
Which
the
one
Carl
you want to
Sagan.
go?
I think.
Let's go Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
I gotta get it back.
All right, you're going there. All right.
Carl Sagan.
When we get back, we're going to change gears a little bit. I want to talk about my Islanders for a minute. I'm so embarrassed to be an Islanders fan today. When you thought it couldn't get worse, it got way worse last night, and I'll explain after the break. I'm just fucking embarrassed that I follow this team, and a lot of
you should be,
and a lot of fans agreeing with me today. Just embarrassed. I'll explain. And also, a weatherman had a little slip up,
a faux pas.
It's a great one though. We got that audio.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And also a little later on in the show, we got Otto from Otto and George coming by.
Got that cock.
And we have Ant's embarrassing tape.
I cannot wait to hear
It's in my hand today. It's in my hand.
I predict it's not as bad as Ant thinks because Ant's a good singer.
I brought it in, and there will be a preface that goes along with this because I want people to understand that I think more of my life has existed after I recorded this than before. That tells you how old this is. It was recorded, and my brother wrote it. I didn't write it, a motherfucker. But it was recorded in the 80s, and you must take it in the context, please, that it was the 80s. It was the 80s, so it was the influence came from the 80s. I wasn't a fucking seer of what was going to happen in the future of music, and you could play this now and be like, oh, that's that's a song that that's Anthony would do. But to have a shock jock and somebody that people know me and to be singing this drivel, this romantic, lovey, please love me drivel. Wow, it's really embarrassing.
You sound desperate.
Dude, I am going to pull.
That explanation is not going to help at all.
He's so defensive and no one even heard me.
I know. We haven't even heard.
Note.
I'm pulling my shirt over my face and will not look at you people.
We haven't heard any of this yet.
Will not look at you people. No. All right. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
It's all right.
Turn it off. Turn it off before I go. Go. Turn it off now. Now. Why is it so tinny? I thought I told you guys to bass it up a little bit.
Something
Gotta have
slowly.
something to amplify.
Did you EQ it?
Yes.
You actually fucking
I EQ'd it. I boosted it like a motherfucker.
boosted the bottom end?
EQ, an extreme queer. That's what you were.
There was nothing there to boost.
Really? Yeah.
All right, we'll have the tape.
Something happened slowly, though.
Yes, we'll have the tape a little later.
Shut up.
Slow is good.
Oh, God, I'm so embarrassed.
By the way, I have to say one thing. Twilight was very good.
Oh, you fag.
I'm not enjoying New Moon as much.
God.
I'm halfway through that.
What the fuck?
I
They're
like it.
vampires that sparkle.
I do like it, but not as much.
All right, we'll talk about that after the break, too. And also, I forgot, Charlie Sheen's 911 call. It's terrific.
Oh, that's good.
So we got lots to do. So why don't we...
Rob it, Rob it, Rob